Meantime, President Trump signs an executive order to ban burning the American flag, calling for prosecution under certain conditions. Watch.
When you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing.
Well, John Yoo is a former Deputy Assistant Attorney General. He joins us now. John, it's great to see you. I mean, I think we all kind of agree this is protected speech, right? I mean, there's different nuances, but this is protected speech. So says the Supreme Court in their statement to this.
Trace, you're right. President Trump has an uphill battle to fight. I completely sympathize with him. I don't think anybody really approves of burning the American flag. Let me quote the great Justice Scalia here, who said, if he were king, he would throw every scruffy, bearded, sandal-wearing weirdo who wants to burn the American flag in jail. But then Justice Scalia said, I'm no king. The Supreme Court held in these two decisions from 1989 and 1990 that burning the flag is protected by free speech. And you notice President Trump rested his decision on incitement. There is an exception for speech that's something along the lines of yelling fire in a crowded theater, speech that really is designed not to express thought, but is designed just to get people to fight. There, the government might have more discretion to try to limit the burning of the flag.
And you talk about the nuance, like we were saying earlier, John. You know, you can't light something on fire, so there's ways around this. You can't just light something on fire and drop it on public property. That is against the law. So, you know, there's different ways to kind of view this. You can view it as a free speech issue. Chris Rufo said something interesting. He said, quoting here, he said, to prosecute burning the American flag, I'm sympathetic to the argument that burning the American flag is protected speech. But right now, we are putting people in prison for spinning their tires over the pride flag. So it might be a good idea to have the debate about which symbols are sacred in America today. Is it a fair point?
I think that's a good point, but I think the answer is, rather than try to change the way that the free speech clause protects burning the flag, no matter how abhorrent it is, we shouldn't be throwing people in jail who are desecrating pride flags or any other kinds of symbols. That's all equally protected speech. And so if there are states and cities who are punishing people for that, those laws should be struck down by the Supreme Court too.
It's amazing to me, John, when you see these kinds of debates, right? We kind of use this as a question of the night last night. You get a lot of passionate opinions, and people say, yeah, it is free speech, but there's got to be some kind of legal control over that, over what you can do to the American flag when you start desecrating things. Is there a legal argument, if you were teaching your class and you were kind of going over this stuff, what is the clause that you think should be put in there to say, you know what, you have the legal right to do this, but be careful because there's also this danger?
Okay, Trey, this is the one time I'm not going to charge you tuition for this, but you're exactly right. There is no clause in the Constitution right now. You would have to amend the Constitution or, as President Trump's doing, try to get back to the Supreme Court. And see, those decisions from 35 years ago, they were 5-4, and they were interesting mixtures. It wasn't all conservatives on one side and all liberals on another. So President Trump might try to see if this new Supreme Court, I don't think any of the justices on this court were there back 35 years ago, see if this new court would change its mind. And you could make the argument that the flag is unique. It's the one thing, because it expresses the nation's existence, that men and women have died on battlefields to protect it, that it has a unique symbolism, that the government's allowed to take off the platter of all the other things we allow people to burn and destroy in the name of free speech.
Professor Yoo, you're the best. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Trey.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.